This next Zoom is with my brother Grant Glazier and Xavi Othon, two men that I literally would not have met and did not know until I led forward a bid to buy Paramount. I literally met Grant in the office building that we were working out of after we formed the group Project Rise Partners. Same street that I rescued Deandra Bernardo from a head on car crash. And Grant and I would go on to partner on a hoodie line that I've talked about. And I did not work with Grant until after this Zoom call that you're going to see. Once I got back to LA back in June, and I tapped in with him, started going to church with him, started building with him, started working with M3 with him, and started building a music and fashion business with him. I worked with Xavi for a time period. Javi gave me a place to come and stay in LA and finish building what I started here in my hometown of Ocala. I am not working with Javi anymore due to a number of reasons. Mainly, he has too many people around him that are not of the love and the light, that like to use people, and a bunch of men who are predators, and a bunch of men in the past that have been predators. I've talked about those people publicly enough and will continue to do so. So I'm not doing that on this. This is all about Grant. World, I give you Grant Glazier, a future icon.
Test one, two.
There it is.
Hey,
How's
Grant, ladies and gentlemen, Grant and Will, the name of a brand that not only has arrived, but of more iconic greatness moving forward. Grant, I've talked enough, man. This is for the world to know you and also share a bit about how we met and connected, and then literally something you were working on that I have taken and worn endlessly, and it's going to be the first thing we're collabing on together. Let the world know who you are, what you do, and the artist that is Grant.
Yes, man. Thank you. So, me and Will, we met in Beverly Hills in a penthouse, working in fashion. Uh, Will, loved this shirt, this hoodie that I made, and I wanted to give him one as a gift. And at the time, I was really getting into fashion and learning a lot from a mentor of mine, Javier Othon. And so before then, I've always been an artist in all mediums. And so I've had a whole career in music where I've done festivals like Governor's Ball, gotten millions of plays, been on Netflix, MTV. And it's been really cool transitioning into all mediums as an artist and being able to express all around. And I think that meeting Will has really been the next level of being able to achieve this. And so the brand
Same, bro.
that
Same. Not to interrupt. Keep going.
no, man, it's true. And so I'm really excited about our brand together, Will and Grant. That's gonna come out. That's gonna be,
Yeah, I say Grant and Will. You say Will and that's the respect, man. It'll be
that's
Grant and
fun.
Will
Yeah,
slash Will and Grant.
that's just admiration for sure. Like, and I'm definitely really appreciative of everything you've been doing on your end. So I think just to be quick about what I do and everything. Yeah, I'm an artist in all mediums. I love to paint. I love to create music. I love to create fashion. I have work that I'm excited for the world to see in all mediums, and I am a lover of God, and I think that's the most important thing.
Big time, man. That's how we connected. I've shared with you a bit of the journey with conversations I've had with Rocco Nugent, who's going to be part of what we're doing in fashion and music and everything else. But there was like almost this pass off from the path that I got spiritually from walking in the last 14 months with him. He's been a friend 14 years, but specifically the last 14 months. Then I was telling you the other night when we talked late here about 2 a.m. my time, sitting on my parents' front porch, man, that broke me down in tears after that convo. Was trying to get security footage of that from Jerry, my dad, but we couldn't find it. But just the way that you're able to take my limited knowledge of the Bible, but my full knowledge of all the films and everything else I've seen, and knowing that I walk in the path of God in Christ, and speaking to me in a manner of your understanding, your knowledge, from not only your education on the Bible, but also the path of life. it was just a tremendous moment. I'm going to remember forever that happened the other night. So, yeah, if you'll talk a little bit about what God has blessed you with as an artist, focus on the music side, how in depth that's been for you, and then also fashion and continuing forward what you hope not only our collaboration, but this whole ecosystem of this group, big picture, and how we built it all is going to help, connect artistry forward, but also shine spotlights in a manner on not only social justice issues that need to happen, but shining spotlights on artists who are not yet seen, but now will be in the biggest and brightest of lights to actually create it.
Absolutely. So I will say that God has been responsible for every single connection and opportunity in my life. I came out here to LA and people call this the devil's playground. And God has only placed lovers of God in my life, and God has placed me in a church that I play at every Sunday, where I've been connected to some of the greatest legends within gospel music who've been training me, where I've been connected to Michael Jackson's producers, where I've been connected to people that I would have never met if I wasn't praising God in the first place. And I think that even our relationship is a clear continuation of that, where just having that connection really allows us to have this trust and move to the next level with confidence in each other, knowing that we're out here trying to be in God's glory and trying to achieve success for God at the highest level. And so if you could ask me again, what you were saying, I got a little off.
No, no, you're good. Just also, having a platform that's so big from connectivity, right? Of people that are, like you said, women and men of God, walking in that, even if they don't understand it fully, to be able to, with just strength in numbers, shine lights on things from justice standpoints that need to be seen, that we have the manner to do. That's what Big Picture World TV is going to do. And then also to shine spotlights on artists that have not yet been seen, that I've collected at this point on this walk that I've been on, probably like 50 to 70 artists that don't have the platforms that even you and I have, that I'm about to showcase not only on this telethon, but in every single film I make moving forward and anything that I'm doing. So just if you'll talk about, that, because you are an artist that you've had success, right? You've had success on a global level, but you haven't been seen in the manner that I saw you, that the whole world's going to see you in now because the platform that we've all created. So if you want to share that from kind of your own insight.
Yeah, absolutely. From my own perspective, I would say, especially as someone really deep in music, we're at a level where people, and I'm not going to throw shade on anyone famous, but there is a lot of people that tons of money is thrown into these days that are considered the greatest artists of our generation right now. And when you see them live, when you actually look at what they're capable of as people, it's not that great. They kind of just meet what not society but maybe the labels is looking for, maybe what like we think we want. And so to have someone like you who is really focused on the art and really focused on the talent and really focused on the skill level, regardless of the success or the fame at the moment when you meet someone, is rare in this world. And I think what we're going to be able to do with bringing it almost back to old school. I mean, back in the day, when you looked at the labels, it wasn't about how many TikTok followers someone had or about, where they were with their fame before they get signed. It was about what can they do? How can they sing? How can they create? And I think in all industries, that's important. And so to translate that over to fashion, to translate that over to art as a whole broad, I think we're going to really show the world pure talent. And that's what the world's craving anyways, because you could throw money behind anyone. But when you give someone with pure talent who really cares about it the platform, that's when the world will notice. And
Oh
so
man, bro, 100%. Will you talk about kind of some of what you want to do in fashion that you've been sharing, as deep as you want to get?
definitely. So in fashion, My first release is completely reinventing the t-shirt in the same way that bell-bottom pants came out in the 70s and it was a new style of pants. This is a new style of t-shirt that no one's ever seen before. And so I'm really excited about it. It's called the Infinity. And what's so special about it, without revealing too much, is the fabric itself is completely circular. It all circles back into itself. It looks loose fit, but it has a tight, snug inside. And I think it represents how we should move through life, really. I mean, you should be wrapped in God's love. You should be wrapped in the love of the people around you. You should have your tight circle, but at the same time, you should be loose and expressive enough to connect with everybody. And so
Yeah.
that's going to be the first launch, but there's plenty of patterns and designs past that to come as well. And then speaking on your hoodie and the textures and the patterns that we've been working on, I think that our brand is going to be really special because people um people love stuff that looks cool, which is already great. We got that. But then the textures and the way stuff feels, and we're a lot about being camera ready these days. And I think to have something that you can also just be comfortable alone in without worrying about appearance, but it still looks fly like that, that's the next level. I think a lot of these brands people buy because they think they'll look cool, and it's not as comfortable, it's not as snug, as cozy, as wonderful, feeling as the stuff that we could achieve together. And so I'm excited to really bring textures to the next level with you too.
Amen, bro. Right back at you. And we've got, just for the world to know, I went and partnered to bring into what Grant already had cooking, and I joined the road on to collab in together and brand together. We've got guidance from the literal creator of the Wu-Tang brand. That is right, the Wu-Tang brand, and Olive Power Grant, who, guess what, world? Meeting him had nothing to even do already with my path that was created by connecting with RZA and the Wu-Tang Clan. I met Power in a parking lot in Inglewood, walking out of a store, wearing a Wu-Tang Forever shirt, one that wasn't normal. So he spoke to me, and that was my first sign that I needed to start connecting with people that were wearing things that I thought were connected to me. And that's how I connected a lot of this together. So I met Deshaun Jackson in a movie theater screening for Bad Boys. It's how I literally met every single person that I did not know that I met on a street corner, some of which I was homeless to do, wearing the hoodie that Grant created to actually unite all of this forward. And so we've got somebody who has literally built one of the most iconic brands ever with RZA, overseeing that too, to guide us in our venture that we've been on. And, your music and fashion, Grant. And last time I checked, I am part of the Wu-Tang family circle, and that is music and fashion. So I think we're in some good hands that God has put us in moving forward. And I look forward to you not only getting to showcase some of the fashion on our telethon, but also you as an artist as far as the music festival portion goes. So that's the
Yes,
plan.
sir. A lot of new music in the works. A lot of new music to come. I got an album coming, so I'm really excited. Even when we get the time to share all of that as well. So
Big time, bro. You got a pretty good director in front of you for any of those videos too. So um what else would you like to touch base on or talk about? And thanks for taking the time to do this today.
man, I would okay, I liked what you said about meeting people in clothes that feel familiar to what you're already looking for in life. I think it's cool to think like don't judge a book by its cover, but cover yourself in stuff that represents your story. And so I think that as we make our fashion brand too, creating that expression for people where they can cover stuff themselves in things that really feel like who they are. I think that's something we're going to be really good at, just in the sense that we have connected with so many people. It seems like being connectors, we have an understanding of who a lot of people are, even if they're misunderstood. And so I think it's going to be great. Like you said, you're already working with artists who aren't recognized at a level, but to have understanding of most people and then be able to bring them out in their light by already having that understanding and not being disconnected. I think that's going to be a power in our brand that most people haven't seen before. And so,
Ooh, big time, bro. You know, I was actually gonna gift that hoodie that you gave me that started all this to TJ. I went and saw our boy TJ last night, who's the son of one of my mom's longest friends in life, Johnny May. So we finally, TJ and I got to meet in person yesterday. I've got him on board to help with this music festival. Also, that my partner owns with the estate, the Jackson Unreleased Masters, because TJ's obviously one of Chris Brown's very close friends.
mm,
Um, I went to give him that. I stopped filming the video because I was like, I know you know that this was Cesar Rose. I'm like, we'll get you one specifically for you. But he dug it, wants to put it on. He lives in New York, man. It's cold. So I thought that'd be a great piece for him. So he's the first person that we've got to showcase this fashion company that we're going to take global. Because that's the thing, setting all this up as a nonprofit film studio, the ownership that everybody gets when they come to be part of this is in all the verticals that are actual businesses that aren't nonprofits. So fashion, music, publishing, all of these other things that are connected to the nonprofit film studio. But everybody's going to participate in it because they get to own a piece of an entire ecosystem, from literally the investors that get on board to, quite frankly, even other studios. Other movie studios can invest in nonprofits too. You see, this was the ultimate matrix break. We created something now that if the other studios don't want to participate in the nonprofit film studio that already gatekeeps IP that's at other studios like Pulp Fiction, then they're showing that they don't want to make the world a better place, because Sydney and I and everyone else created something to make the world better through media. And I'm pretty sure we just checkmated the entire American corporate film studio community. So they all got to start changing stuff. This ain't about DEI initiatives or anything else. This is about, a complete break of a systematic structure that is quite frankly silenced art, which is just so hypocritical, because if the art's silenced, they don't make their billions of dollars to begin with. So that was my
mm,
biggest, social justice cause. It was changing the film industry, because I think a lot of what happens in media and a lot of these narcissistic individuals that are evil, they're putting the evil out into the world because they're being suppressed in some manner creatively, at least the ones that are artists doing that. So if you can unite through peace, love, hope, kindness, forgiveness, and create something that could be a love evolution overnight, it was worth me sacrificing not only who I was, but an entire career, because I got led to things bigger than movies that I don't literally give a shit if I ever get to make another one, because I know that I've led forward something that sets it all free. So
yeah.
thanks for giving me the I guess the costume as it relates with that hoodie to go and do that, man. I had a profound moment, Grant. Literally, where we're getting our property for Big Picture World, Canyon Country, etc., in New York. It's over on Park Ave in the Murray Hill district. And when I walked to see that space for the first time, that the realtor of that is one of Joey Stanton's family members, I came across, and I'm going to put the picture in this at the end of our conversation because I was wondering where I was going to place it. There was literally two pieces of art that were statues made out of like metal and wire, right? One of
Yeah.
them was a guy, no face. He's got a briefcase in his hand. He's wearing his suit, right? And he's walking. The
Mm-hmm.
mirror of that on the other side of the street, but in the crosswalk, was a guy who had on a hoodie, a backpack, and it was like the mirror of what he was doing. So it was like almost like a superhero-esque thing. I saw that. I stood in between it. I looked at one side, I looked at the other. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, because it was everything I was walking in. So those murals, dude, are at this end of the street
Wow.
where we're getting as our headquarters for New York. That Sydney always wanted to be a music and fashion, New York's music and fashion. So I'm going to be heading up, and I haven't even talked to her about this now that's all completed. I'm going to be heading up Venice Beach with people, her and Joey and everyone at Wu Tang that's in New York. They're going to be heading up. Oh, who is it? This might be Javi. They're going to be heading up literally the New York side. I'm going to send Javi out to New York to be there with Sydney. And then you and I will be running around in LA. So we'll literally be bi-coastal for all this. Javi, is that you that just joined us? I only sent the link to one other person. You're on mute.
Yes, I am. I'm okay.
Hi. Javi.
Hi.
Grant already introduced you. If you could get on camera, awesome. If not, you could be the voice of Charlie's Angels. Will
Yeah.
you let the world know who you are? Oh, hi, Mr. Othon. Your two proteges are here.
Yeah.
Javi, will you let the world know who you are, some of your background, the work we're going to do in fashion together? You could stay off video. You could just talk and let the world know what we've already been cooking up, what you and Grant were working on, and kind of how we met and came together.
Yeah, I just find out right now. So if
I
you
know I put you on the spot. I didn't. This was kind of impromptu with Grant and I. He called. I've been recording these Zoom calls to introduce the world. This is going to be part of our broadcast on Big Picture World TV that launches fully on June 6th. It's 24 hours worth of content that I'm going to program daily. I'll add to it each day. And
excellent.
ultimately, it will be a never ending live streaming loop that I hope plays for a month before it starts over. Because I'm going to showcase people's movies, their short films. I'm going to introduce who they are. I'm going to have brand partners on this. I created basically our own public access channel working specifically in social justice issues that I am shining big, bright lights on. I already have the first few episodes to showcase social injustices that were done upon people. The star of part one is Jared Leto and his brother Shannon. I already announced that. Part two is a guy by the name of Kareem Gorilla Davis. Part three are three characters named Steve, Wes, and Stuart. And you see, these are all stories that I've lived of injustices done upon people that were in the light. I've walked them, I've kept receipts for them, and I have a free speech platform, just like they have the free speech platforms that they utilize with their daily lives against me and some other people I care about. And so I retired from film producing. This video, Javi, is part of the 24-hour broadcast, so the whole world knows it by the time they see this. But this is for me to showcase the people that were of the light that believed in something changing. And it, specifically each vertical of business that I am now partnered in. So I've done these for music, I've done them for management, I've done them for graphic novels and comics, I've done it for video games. I'm going to do one with Sean Lee for clean energy, clean water, and decentralized internet. This is the
That's
fashion.
perfect.
This is the fashion hour. So if you'll share some of who you are in fashion that has partnered with me to level me up in the same manner you partner with Grant. We talked a bit about what we're going to do with the Grant and Will and Grant brand guided by you. But will you just share a bit about your background and your career? Both of you are the costume designers on my directorial debut that I'm wearing this shirt for, which is actually Pulp Fiction Presents The Pucks, because I'm making
Perfect.
that movie to debut here at the Ocala Drive-In Movie Theater, where I have literally partnered to build Lucille Studios and a
Hmm.
Pulp Fiction trademarked hotel, an RV resort in my hometown, where the lead actor of Pulp Fiction, John Travolta, has lived for over a decade. My town, my city, where I grew up. Go for it, Javi.
Yeah,
Now
I
I go off
guess.
video. You talk.
Yeah.
Grant, you can
Good
guide.
afternoon, everyone.
Thank
So
you.
I'm just here like trying to like target the job, and we already like pretty much been doing the whole homework. So work in progress.
Don't worry so much about the movie, Javi. Will you just share some of your past career and your experience?
Well, yeah. I mean, I've been a custom designer for a little while. So I did like I did feature films in the past, and then music videos, commercials, and now I'm like more focusing on the educational part of everything because um, the up and downs of here, Beverly Hills and Hollywood and you name it, California. So we just need to like target the next job.
So on Big Picture World TV, we're going to create sub channels, fashion, education, and so on and so forth. That'll be channels that'll focus all the content that we're doing in all those areas. So the stars of the fashion side, and we're going to have literally documentary filmmakers with us at all points. That channel will literally follow you, Grant, and myself on the entire launch of our line. And then also from an educational standpoint, we're going to add in these verticals. I'm going to talk to Will Crossley at Pineywood School, and we're going to go and educate children that want to pursue those lanes in a much better way than FITM could ever. I'm not knocking anybody, but if we have artists doing this right in a manner to actually lift up the next generation, and it's not just something where teachers are teaching because they're getting a paycheck, then I feel like we can change everything around. So I think you're a tremendous teacher in that world, Javi, because I learned all this from you. It got me connected to Grant. And that's definitely something I want to shine a spotlight on. And also, Javi, all you got to do is just say, that is correct. Didn't you and I meet? Because I got brought into the building where there was a group that was working with Daphne Ziman to buy Paramount.
Correct.
Thank you. I met Javi really for the first time when I went in that office, but the first time Daphne ever met me was at the first ever screening of Godhead. I didn't even remember meeting her. That was a film Javi was the costume designer on. My dear friend Jasmine, who drove cross country with me, had that same dinner I had with Lee Kaplan, literally as who introduced me to Javi. And well, Malka Equities, Lee Kaplan, myself, we brought the money to Daphne Ziman's group and created Project Rise Partners, everybody. Surprise, which has not been a surprise because it's been public knowledge since it existed. But now I go and make basically a 24-hour long documentary to showcase that it was all real, and strength in numbers is everything. So I'm pretty sure we're almost done, finally. Javi, I can't wait
Yeah.
to hug you. Also, because I've talked about this too. I've talked about literally, Javi, didn't you take me to the Canyon Country store for the first time in my life and introduce me to Love Street? That happened too.
Correct.
Yep. You see, I got given gifts from God of not only a path and purpose to walk in, but people to stand next to me to say that everything that I've been saying is true, down to the stuff about other individuals in the dark, down to the stuff of connectivity to build all this and put all these businesses together. And the whole world gets to meet all of those people on our telethon. Yet another reason I was doing it, because if I can prove to the world, which I don't have to prove because God's doing it, but if I can walk into a path that the world gets to see literally the spotlight shining on it, then the world can't deny that if you just stop and communicate to the person standing in front of you, whether they're homeless, whether they're a drug addict, whether they're someone who's homeless on drugs, holding something in their hand that you feel threatened by, trust God and have faith that you're in that exact moment for something bigger than yourself. You can create a love illusion overnight forever. But Grant, you want to speak on that? Because a lot of people think that they're in control of the situation that they end up in their life, and we get led to these places.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So, on speaking on that, I would just say, in my own personal journey, I've seen that as I try to take control, I can only do it to a level where I have the delusion that I'm in control, because God being so much greater and having so much more impact on my path than I could ever affect myself
This is yours.
will always take over. And so seeing in my own life, um, seeing in my own life God's path for me, that's why I'm so committed to succeeding in it. And I would say, Will, we really appreciate you. We really believe in you, what you're doing. We appreciate you believing in us. I'm so blessed that we all believe in God, and I'm really excited for what we got coming.
Amen, Grant. And I just want to let the world know, because I put out a couple of videos back when I was standing over in front of the old Fairfax Beverly Theater across from CBS. And I said that I wanted to go to the city and buy that property. So if we didn't get Paramount, I could move in next door across from something that they own so they could stare at me like I'm a mirror. And I didn't even have to go get that building because, Javi, tell the world where one of our fashion hubs is located at that you just moved into.
Which is in front of the gates of Paramount.
That is correct, Paramount. I'm your next door neighbors now, and I'll see you real soon. And anybody's welcome to come through our front doors because I just blew up the gates of Paramount, took some action, created something that was already created into reality. And now Paramount, the Ellisons, the Clevengers, Grant, Javi, the whole world get to live in it. And then I built a new, better studio for artists in my hometown. So I said I'd pick up the gates of Hollywood and move them somewhere else. And now there's more than 2 studios located in Florida. There's Universal, there's Disney. I've already shot videos on both of those properties. And those CEOs are more than welcome to come to mine because mine aren't going to have gates. You see, it's a drive-in theater and film studio where we're going to be producing every episode of Pulp Fiction. And that brand and that trademark, that's going to go on forever. And after I've done all this,
What about the Michael Jackson project?
well, that we control with the estate.
Okay, perfect.
But you see, the Paramount estate doesn't control the trademark on Pulp Fiction. I do, with people that are more powerful than me. So I'm going to take that trademark and I'm going to literally build Canyon Country Resorts utilizing first the Pulp Fiction trademark all around the world. And if David Ellison, or quite frankly, anybody at Paramount want to participate, they have to meet with me first. And then they have to let me know why we should work with a studio that is so absolutely corrupt that they didn't want to literally receive an offer that wouldn't have only benefited all the shareholders more, but would have set Hollywood free from the corporate society structure. Because when you, as an artist, walk in something with hundreds, not just the people I'm even showcasing on this, hundreds of other artists, you can't silence hundreds of voices in a business where all of these entities are making money off of all of us. Had I been a rich person, probably wouldn't have done this, but I just wanted to make my dream come true. And when I saw that I had a chance to direct an episode of Pulp Fiction, where I already saw a deck that had RZA in it, it had Paul in it, it had Roger Avery, who was already on board. That's the other guy that won an Oscar for Pulp Fiction. Just everybody had a fear of approaching Tarantino. Arguably, I think even RZA had a fear because we all understand how other artists are, right? Plus, the process of that would have been so big because Paramount does own the Pulp Fiction movie. But after this, I'm pretty sure I can get a lawyer or a team of them to represent me for free. Tony Busby likes taking down people. And quite frankly, I am ready to sit in a courtroom and defeat Paramount. That's why I'm doing all this. And I'm already going to make the movies. I will be able, from a brand advertising standpoint, connected to an ecosystem to where it's not just all focused on Pulp Fiction. I'm gonna make my movie and I'm gonna announce it as Pulp Fiction Presents. And they can't stop me. And if they do, then they've got to shine a spotlight on themselves. And why does this group that's doing all of this and doing it, not worried about any legal ramifications. I'm talking me, myself. This is all on me. You see, that's why I kept every signed agreement with just me and the holding company that I control and owned, which was set up, by the way, through Zeke Hindle, who was the CEO of the PAC working to get Bobby Kennedy elected. Zeke was walking with RFK Jr. the day he announced his presidency. So I've been told. So I've got literally all the receipts and my crazy brain of connectivity that defeats any court case, any battle, anything. Because it's my life and I lived it. And that's why I said no one
What's
can
the
tell
name of
me.
that lawyer you say?
Oh, there's a few of them that I can go to, but Benjamin
Tony
Crump
what?
is a social. There's a few. I'm directly
Tony what?
connected. I'm directly connected to everybody from Tony Busby to Ben Crump to Pedro Garcia. I mean, I have a team of social justice lawyers, some that have fought with each other in court. And this is so embarrassing, everything that I've now done and produced for Paramount. That's why I did it all. I have no fear. God showed me I was supposed to do all this. So I walked in it. Dude, there's no way that the Skydance deal should not be blown up from what I have shined a light on.
Well,
And if Paramount goes up for sale again, well, I'm pretty sure I know the group that's going to be buying it. And then this here in my hometown will forever stay Lucelle Studios. So I could keep a studio as a nonprofit, because it is, that will literally be able to hold all of the other corporate studios accountable. And if we get Paramount, I'm going to come knocking on Warner Brothers gates, and I'm going to get enough investors together to buy them. I'm going to go do the same thing to Sony. I'm going to do the same thing to Universal. Unless those entities let my friends and everybody that I built a nonprofit studio with through their front gates to collaborate on IP that our nonprofit studio wants to produce and make in conjunction with for-profit studios. That's the plan. That's the vision. That's also one that's been created. These aren't ideas. I'm at the end of this, finally. So
well,
I'm heading off to Phoenix well, I'll keep that secret, but I'm going to be in Phoenix the beginning of June. I have to go there with Danny Falcone to shoot some of the final interviews and reenactments for his life story when he was in the mob, put in positions that few of us are ever put in. Danny Falcone is my main business partner, and not only structuring the nonprofit, but he's going to be standing next to me every day for the rest of my life, as long as he is of this earth and I am, because not only does he know how to protect people, he knows how to lead people into the light. Since he was led into the light for the last 34 years, he has saved thousands of people that had addiction problems with alcohol, with drugs, and other areas. And he specifically teaches a class every Tuesday night, a class that I'm going to go attend, sit in, and have that class with me in it be the end of all these videos and everything I've shown to the world. Because if you get to a place in your life to where you know that God can put you in a position where no drug can ever touch you, because every day of life can be an awakening and a standpoint to where that's better than any drug you have ever taken or felt, you can live in that life for the rest of your life. And that's where I finally got led to. Every day of life for me is a video game. I don't have to take a drug. The only cannabis I even smoke is like the one made up of hemp now, the THCA, I think it is, Grant. I get the same activations God gives me from smoking one of those. It's not an actual cannabis joint that I get from smoking weed and anything else. And that stuff's legal everywhere, specifically here in Florida. So I'm sober. I have been. I'm gonna sit on a stage and take a lie detector test about that too, because I look like I'm on drugs in some of these videos I filmed. That drug's called God controlling me into producing situations of life to basically reach an ending. And I had people in my past when I was sober tell me they thought I was on drugs. My energy, who I am, man, this is God given. It's my God given abilities. And I am an entertainer. I understand that. I entertained myself plenty as a kid until I even had friends that were entertainers too to do it with me. The biggest entertainer I've ever met in my life is Sydney. The other ones are literally standing next to us. And I can't wait to meet the ones that already have a global spotlight, because I was trying to do something to showcase a better environment than how every artist, you know, what's been the craziest thing is after talking to everybody about what we've built, some of those people find the money. And because it's programmed, I still have to have conversations with creative talents that go, well, what about Netflix or Warner Brothers as a home for this? And I'm like, oh my God, get the programming out of your head. There are better situations being created. And so if any of these studios want to participate in any of this, they have to literally pay for the right to do so. And all of that money is going to go to our charities. And it's going to be in a seen by the public manner of us exchanging those monies to the charities. I'm going to do it on our telethon. Literally, if Netflix wants to participate, Paramount Plus, any other entity, Tubi, any of these that have streaming platforms, if they don't want to be the only studios in the world not showcasing something with, quite frankly, the faces of some of those other studios, Paramount, I'm specifically talking to you, then they're all going to pay for the streaming right to participate, and all that money is being given away. Every single dollar of their blood monies, it's going to be turned into something to actually help people and not hurt people. First and foremost, artists, because everybody's born an artist. Everyone's born to create. And we go through life, and that birthright is silenced and suppressed, quite frankly, because the world around us, the world that is around us, tells us so. I'm done allowing the world to prevent art from being seen and created. So I had to make some of my own. Thank you, God. All glory goes to God. Javi, thank you for helping me when I had never experienced a situation in my life like I had to live in to get through the other side to get to this. And now I'm building a movie studio in my hometown, and you're living across the street from Paramount. So, Grant, I can't wait to see you. We got a lot of work ahead. I want to get this fashion line launched by the fall. And I'm pretty sure through this summer we'll be able to do that. And I look forward to all of you guys coming to my hometown where we own
Yeah,
a
we're gonna
studio.
go back to production tomorrow.
Amazing. And
We
Javi,
will
we got to
definitely,
do we got
we
to
will
do a run
definitely,
of beanies for you, man.
yeah,
Grant, I want to create a cool beanie that's specifically for Javi.
we will definitely keep you informed of the loop.
Thank you. Javi,
Yeah,
thank you. You're a
yeah, thank
godfather to
you.
me for life, man. A wise man who showed me how to walk. And Grant,
Walk.
dude, Grant, just wait till we start connecting the music side. What the
Well,
world
we
doesn't
lost the
know,
deal
you and
to
I
go
know.
back to the W all
Oh
the
my
time.
God. So many nights at the W, so many nights at other
Yeah.
places, all in the positive light. But Grant, just wait till we start cooking with the music relationships. I need to directly connect you with Danny Hamilton, who manages YDB. And I think there's a collab or two coming soon in spaces outside of fashion.
Yes, sir. Can't wait. We'll have to jump on another meeting, but I'm really glad we got to talk. Yes, sir. Stay safe. God bless you. See y'all later.
Yeah, we love you. You
Thank you,
stay
Grant.
safe.
Javi, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Say
I
hi to
love
your
you,
mom.
man. I will. I'll say hi to my mom for you. Thank you.
Perfect. Ciao.
God bless.